Hey, what's up everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to Get Hit with the Truth. So today we're continuing the 2022 year-end top 10s as I am starting the 126-pound featherweight division, and this video is going to be on the guys that dropped out of the previous top 10 from last year. So these guys ended 2021 in the top 10 and walked into 2022 ranked. There was 5 guys that dropped out. So, we've had a pretty big change in the top 10 at 126. Starting with Eduardo Ramirez, the former world title challenger, 29 years old, but it seems like Ramirez has been around longer than that, probably because he has. He's a pretty, he's a 29-year-old veteran. Let's just say that. The guy's been there. He went 1-1. He originally moved up to 130 pounds and got a win. And you thought that would be enough, but he got an opportunity to take on Isaac Cruz, and he went against Isaac Cruz and just got wasted. Isaac Cruz just dominated him, stopped him in 2 rounds at 135 lightweight. Proved to be a big mistake. So, hopefully he can make himself relevant at 130. Even if he could make the weight at 126, there's so many other options between 126 and 130. 130 does have Hector Luis Garcia, guys like that, Chris Colbert, it would just make a lot more sense for Eduardo Ramirez if he can make the weight at the lower weight classes. So we'll see what happens when he decides to come back and what he's going to do. Next up, dropping out, was also previously tied for 10th with Eduardo Ramirez, was former world title challenger, our 2-time world title challenger, Joet Gonzalez. Gonzalez was, again, I said was previously number 10. He went 1-1. He's 29 years old. He went 1-1 in 2022. Got a win earlier in the year, and then squared off against Isaac Dogbe, and what was a very good action-packed fight. It really was. These 2 guys went at it. It was back and forth, and it was a title eliminator, even though it was only 10 rounds, and I hate that they do that. But it was a good, solid fight. Went to the scorecards, could have went either way, and Dogbe got the split decision after 10. Leaving Gonzalez on the outs. But, hey, Joet Gonzalez, he's still ranked number 5 by the WBC, number 6 by the WBO. This guy, Top Rank does have some good fighters at 130, and I wouldn't be surprised by maybe the second half of the year or even earlier than that. I honestly believe Navarrete is going to win the 130-pound title, and that's going to open the door for Robesai Ramirez to face off against Isaac Dogbe for the vacant belt. I think Ramirez beats him, and then how about the first title defense of the year be Dogbe, be Gonzalez versus Ramirez. So as long as he stays busy and gets a win in his first fight, I really think Gonzalez is still going to be in the mix, as there's good fighters at 130. There's good fighters at 126 pounds, so we'll see. Also dropping out was 28-year-old former world champion Shu Can of China. Shu Can came back and fought some unknown kind of lower level guy and lost again. He was also previously tied for 10th, so he drops out as well from the top 10 following that loss. He's not currently ranked by any governing body. I think the multiple losses to Lee Wood and to, I don't even remember the guy's name that he lost to, have really hurt him and have taken him clear out of the mix. We'll see how he responds back. He's still young, only 28 years old, and if you ever watch the guy at his best, he's had some pretty entertaining ass fights. The guy throws a million punches a fight. I mean, he's entertaining as hell, but coming up short, and we'll see how he bounces back in 2023. Also dropping out, 32-year-old former IBF champion Kid Galahad of the United Kingdom. Well, Galahad went in there and didn't just decide to move up to 130. He decided to move up to 135, all the way up there. He took on, I'm forgetting the English guy's name that he fought, and he came up short. He lost his debut at 130. So kind of a big turn of events for Kid Galahad in like a year and a half's time. I mean, not even a year and a half. We're talking 14 months. He went from the bell of the ball, and if you're looking at almost a year and a half, he went from the bell of the ball, dominating Jazza Dickens in a rematch to regain the or to capture the IBF title, to just getting getting knocked out after winning the fight against Kiko Martinez, and he got fucking blasted, knocked out, and then following that up with another loss at 135. Now I don't know where we go with Kid Galahad, but I'll tell you right now, he's not returning to 126. And finally, the last guy to drop out was number 4, 36-year-old former 2-division world champion Kiko Martinez. Kiko came in as number 4. He came into the year number 4. But, you know, we quickly saw that his win over Kid Galahad was just a one-hit wonder type deal when he went in there against Josh Warrington and then got his ass whipped. I mean, thoroughly got his ass whipped in their rematch, being stopped in the 7th round of that fight and losing the IBF title. And because of that, and because of some of the fighters that came in, you know, I actually dropped Kiko out of the top 10 because of that. Galahad, you know, was a good win, but he was getting dominated, and essentially he landed a big punch that you know, a big lucky punch that kind of brought him the world title back against a guy who, you know, has trouble making the weight in Galahad. So I really, but Kiko's still a player. That's the thing. He's still a player in the division. He's ranked number 2 currently in the IBF. He's probably the highest rated guy still there. Josh Warrington might move ahead of him. I don't think he gets a title shot in 2023, but Kiko is the type of guy that is willing to fight anybody, and he's still banging around. He came back and got a victory later in the year, so don't be surprised if we see the former 2-division champ get right back in the mix and get another shot. So we'll see what happens, but that's what I got. That's the recap of, that's the dropouts from the 126-pound featherweight division for my 2022 year-end top 10s. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.